Good evening and welcome to ULIZA Daktari. I hope you've had a great week. I am your host, Dr. Lauren Mengesa, yani daktari wa kina mama. I'm based at Akira Care under the Nairobi Hospital. Now, leo tunazingatia swala ambalo linaangalia ugonjwa wa damu ambao ni wa kurithi. Last week we looked at leukemias. Na tuliangalia maswali yenu na tukaona kuna wengine ambao inawatatanisha mambo ya leukemia na mambo ya sickle cell disease ama ule ugonjwa wa seli mundu. Now, there is a condition that affects your red blood cells, yani zile seli nyekundu za damu, na inabadilisha muundo na tabia ya hizi seli na kuzifanya ziwe na ule muundo ambao unaitwa sickle cell ama ule seli mundu. Na hii ikifanyika inamaanisha inaathiri njia ambazo seli hizi zinafanya kazi. Now today on set I'm joined by a special guest called Professor Mwanda. Karibu sana Professor Mwanda. Please tell us who you are and a little bit about yourself.
Asanteni sana, lakini tatumia lugha ya kimombo. My name is Walter Mwanda. I'm a lecturer at the University of Nairobi, Faculty of Health Sciences. I'm a professor of hematology and blood transfusion. Hematology is basically pertains to what blood is all about. But we don't call ourselves bloodologists because we deal with other things as well, related to blood. In the same way that other doctors also who work at the Kenyatta National Hospital also provide services, hematological services, oncology or cancer services, blood transfusion services at the Kenyatta National Hospital. As a requirement, obviously, as a lecturer, we do two other things. We do research. We also do community service in various ways.
Thank you so much. Karibu sana ULIZA Daktari. Na leo tuna professor, lakini kabla hatujasikiza mambo yale anataka kutueleza, tungependa kusikiza our two case studies. Mmoja akiwa caregiver wa mtoto ambaye amepitia mambo ya seli mundu anaitwa Kondiek, na mwingine akiwa mwathiriwa wa seli mundu. Karibu.
I've lived with sickle cell for the past 39 years. First, it was detected when I was 6 months old. And then it got to be confirmed when I was 2 years, when I suffered measles. So, according to my mom, I used to, like, the symptoms, you know, when a child with sickle cell has sickle cell, the way you can know ni anakuwa na hiyo kuvura mkono, we call it dactylitis in sickle cell, and being pale, unakuwa yellowish, the eyes, when they took me to the hospital, and there's a doctor who suspected that this could be sickle cell. But at that point, the doctor just managed me, and after managing me, they went back home with me, and then later, 2 years down the line, when I suffered measles and was admitted at KNH, that is when now the severity of sickle cell complication was able to be seen, and that is when it got to be confirmed that I have sickle cell. It has not been an easy journey. So, okay, thanks to my dad, he's late. I died when I was 6 years. Before my dad died, my mom was a housewife, and being a housewife, you know, then later on, my mom had to pick up, taking me to KNH hospital clinics as required, until I remember when I was a teen, I think I stopped going to clinic when I was about 15, 16 there, because now it was ULIZA checkups. It was 600, I remember then when I was 16, per monthly visitation kuna doki, and it was quite expensive for her to afford then because the burden that was left with. So ikawa that we've lost your touch here, knowing how sickle cell journey should be. So at Form 1, that was now Form 1, that was my very first time to experience knee crisis. Your sickle zimeenda stuck there, and now you cannot move, you cannot walk. Your crisis ilinichapa to the point that your time I had to like learn again how to walk. I knew that my world imeisha, crumble. Starting the other year will mean that going back again to start afresh, because there's nothing I've understood because of my first term. Second term, I had to repeat. Hiyo year ikawa that we go and talk to the teacher, akikubali nisonge tu, because ile nilisoma form 1 nusu kidogo nikamalizia, and then second term niliweza kusoma tu kidogo but kanilemea. But the teacher was like, hapana, Lona. Mimi nikamwambia madheka niyo sasa, I think nimefika mwisho na nini. So tukakaa, hakuni push, hakuni nini. And then luckily tukagundua Gumbaru, that is an adult schooling. Hiyo ikakuwa easy. So the challenges that came ikawa pale tena. Now as an adult sickle cell warrior who now is starting to understand herself, knowing that when I do this, nikienda hii extreme na kuwa sick. So nikawa najua some 1 to 3. Nikaweza kusoma pale niseme tu ni financial burden, ndio ilindika course. Nikawa tena kukua stuck. I remember discussing it with my mom and telling her, I think because you have a lot on your, I have other siblings, and my health also hapa pia iko, and education na pia nakudrag behind. Nikikuwa better when I'm in school, then nikuwa sick, nikirudi kwe down, tena ukirudi bado inalikuwa school fees. I think let me just take break. There is a doc ndiye alifanya tukarealize that I missed stages of this, kuangaliwa macho and ABCD. So from there ndio nikakuwa na hiyo that, so we learned. So after that later in life nikakuwa tu najimanage na eating healthy and ABCD as required with sickle cell, and avoiding not to get into crisis, knowing my triggers, because with sickle cell we have triggers of sickle cell, of crisis, sorry. And after knowing my triggers, if I do this, it will make me have crisis. If I do, and knowing the pros and cons of sickle cell, that's how my life started being easier.
I have a son who was born with sickle cell anemia. We started realizing him getting sick when he was 4 months old. Actually, he had pneumonia attack, and so he was admitted. He was out of hospital from time to time, mostly pneumonia. At the age of 9 months, he had a serious sickness that his blood level became so low, and they suspected that it must be sickle cell, so they did the test, and they confirmed it was sickle cell. My wife and I did not believe, because we've not seen anybody in our family who had. I must say that we went through a depression, because it was a shock for us. From that time, we've been on medication for sickle cell anemia. The challenges have been so many. Number one is medication. One tablet could cost 32 shillings to 50 shillings. Food also they need to eat. They need to eat food that helps them with their blood, because as you know, sickle cell anemia eats the blood, so they have low blood. Financially, it has really drained us. Whatever little we get goes into taking care of him, because he was in and out of hospital most of the time.
Now, when times get tough and when life gets hard, as it sometimes will, you need a partner. Our partners and sponsors on this show are CIC Insurance. Now, as we heard from our stories, sickle cell is a journey that is difficult, involving so many stays in and out of hospital, tests, admissions. So for such things, CIC Insurance has a family Medisure plan. This covers the entire family. This includes your children and the adults in the family, covering their inpatient and outpatient needs. Now, if you're above 60, the CIC Seniors Mediplan is there for you to make sure that your parents and grandparents are well taken care of. Now, do you belong to a women's group, a men's group, or a chama? Then CIC CopCare is there just for you. Now, please talk to us on our SMS lines 22422. Our call line is down below. Engage us on our socials at Daktari_Mengesa and at ULIZA Daktari. Professor Mwanda, karibu sana tena. Na leo tunazungumzia mambo ya sickle cell, and ile swali ya kwanza watu wanajiuliza, hii sickle cell haswa, what is sickle cell, and what are some of the ways that a patient with sickle cell might present?
Sickle cell is a blood disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Blood consists of cells, mm-hmm, and plasma.
Mm-hmm.
Cells are largely three in type. The red cells.
Yes.
This is the major one affected by the sickle cell disease. Then we have the white cells, which of course deal with defense. Then we have platelets, which deals with home affairs. It ensures that when you are cut, the bleeding stops. Now, the red cells which are affected are the single most important in terms of oxygen delivery. Oxygen is what is used to produce energy for the body. Therefore, when it is affected, people will lose that energy, lose that strength. It is not only the entire body, but other cells, other what we call tissues, a group of cells, then a group of organs, then systems, then the entire organism. In other words, whatever affects blood is bound to affect the entire body, the entire human being. A human being is a very complex animal. In that case, there will be social, mental, economic, physical, and all others. In other words, sickle cell not only affects the individual, but the family, the relatives, the friends, and finally, as a country, as a community, we are all affected in one way or the other. The interesting thing about sickle cell is that it tends to vary. And the variation is more patternized in a family. One family will be different from another family. However, there are stages, and these stages are in the manifestations of the sickle cell, of the complication and sickle cell. So these are likely to occur. An important aspect is that I need to clarify. Although it is the red cells which are affected, finally, all the other cells will be affected, will be involved, and will impact negatively on the body. And that is the main reason why it sort of ravages the body, because it is not only the red cell, but all other cells will be affected.
So we're saying this condition is inherited. It is in the family. Why is it that you will find that some children will have sickle cell, others will not? What is the difference?
The difference is this. You have a family, right? There's a mother and a father.
Yes.
Right? Each one of them will contribute a portion.
Yes.
Now, in what we call full sickle cell, or in our language, homozygous, in simple terms, the one who has inherited the sickle cell from the mother and the sickle cell from the father, this is the full sickle cell, and will suffer what we refer to as sickle cell anemia and its attendant complication. Then there is the individual who inherits only one from one of the parents. Right? Now, if you say that there are two, right?
Yes.
The mother will give two, any of the two, the father will give any of the two. So the probability, by simple calculation, only 1 out of 4 children should ideally be sickle cell. But nature is funny. All of them can be sickle cell. All of them can be carriers. All of them can be normal. Right?
Right.
The way it is inherited is rather complex. And there are studies to determine what is the probability that this family will produce a sickle cell and so on. But even that has not scientifically been proven, right? So, what we say is therefore, only 1 in 4 will be sickle cell, full. 2 will be carriers. 1 will be normal.
Will be normal.
All right?
Naam, daktari, hii ugonjwa ni dalili zipi ambazo wagonjwa wanakuja nazo ambazo zinaweza tueleza ama kutufahamisha kwamba kunaweza kuwa na ugonjwa wa selimundu? Dalili.
Ukosefu wa damu. Mioyo inapiga
kwa haraka
kushinda kiasi.
Naam.
Hiyo vile unaonekana ni kama umekuwa light skin, hata kama umekuwa nyeusi. Sana sana ulimi inakuwa white. Right? Ukiangalia hivi chini pia inakuwa nyeupe. Ukiangalia mkono hivi pande hii nyeupe. Kutokea hapo, kwa sababu maisha ya chembe ya damu au ya sickle cell iko fupi kuliko ile cells ya kawaida, ile haina sickle cell. Hiyo cells haina sickle cell iko na maisha ya fupi kama 20 hivi. Siku 20. Kawaida inakuwa siku 120.
So hii itawacha kufanya kazi kwa mapema.
Yes. Na ikifanya kazi kwa mapema, inawacha shida tena kwa sababu hiyo ina sickle. Kawaida cell is round.
Inakuwa na ule muundo wa duara.
Yes. Sasa hii round cell inaingia kwa laini ya damu. Right? Au veins, arterioles. Ikiingia inatoka inarudi kawaida. Inaweza fanya hiyo mara mingi. Lakini sickle cell inaweza fanya hiyo mara chache. Baadaye ikae hivyo sickle cell. Au ikatae kutoka kwa hiyo laini ya damu kidogo. Ikikaa ndani hapo, sasa zingine zitakuwa
inakuja na kukwama pale.
Yes. Na itaziba hiyo. Sasa hakuna damu mbele ya hiyo pale, imezibwa.
Shikilia pale bro. Shikilia pale tu, tunataka kuchukua very short break. Naam, tunazungumzia selimundu na tunataka kujua ni nini haswa ni adhari ya seli zako nyekundu zikibadilika shape kutoka zile aina ya duara na kuwa ile aina ya selimundu. Now, please don't touch the dial. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after the break. Naam, karibuni tena na asanteni kwa kuwa nasi. Tafadhali tupigie simu kwa namba yetu iko pale chini and text us on our SMS lines on 22422. Profesa alikuwa anatueleza kuhusu hizi selimundu na njia ambazo zinapita kwa zile mishipa za damu, na kwa wakati mwingine umesema zaweza kukwama pale. Je, huku kukwama kunaleta adhari kama zipi ama which complications can arise? Kuna swali hapa anauliza daktari, can sickle cell cause stroke?
Yes, in the same manner that I was explaining.
Yes.
That it will obstruct the blood flow. And if it obstructs the blood flow in the brain, it is one of the most dreaded, highly morbid, and sometimes fatal complication. In that, there are 2 stages. There's partial obstruction, which may take a longer time to produce negative effects. And that negative effect means the usual function of the particular part whose blood supply is hindered will not perform as it's supposed to be physically. And if it's part of the brain, also the other parts of the body which is supplied by that part, which is supported by that part of the brain.
Okay, Professor, we have a call. We'll take it and then come back to you. Hello, Darius.
Hello, ULIZA Daktari.
Karibu ULIZA Daktari. Zungumza nasi.
Yeah, this is Darius Kikwage from Kapsabet. Ningependa kuuliza, kuna uwezekano ya ili tatizo la sickle cell kumpata mtu ambaye ashakuwa mtu mzima? Na yani, tuseme mtu alizaliwa tu vizuri bila tatizo la sickle cell. Kuna uwezekano kwamba inaweza mpata akiwa tayari ashakuwa mtu mzima?
Na asante kwa swali lako, Darius. Okay, so anauliza, if you are fine, ukiwa mtoto you are fine, can you get sickle cell in adulthood?
La. Isipokuwa wengine wako na sickle cell, labda haitajulikana mpaka wakue watu wakubwa, lakini amezaliwa naye. Vile nilisema hapo mwanzoni, vile sickle cell inaonyesha iko tofauti sana. Wako wengine wanazaliwa for example, mothers.
No.
They are only known during pregnancy.
Yes.
They are only known during the time of delivery. But they were born with sickle cell. Sickle cell is not acquired. You can't acquire it. Even if by mistake you are transfused the blood of sickle cell,
you will not get
in
it.
an unrare circumstance, you are still not likely to get sickle cell.
No.
Your mother or your father or both must give you the gene. Take note. Anybody with S will be called has sickle cell disease. However, those who have double SS will manifest full, and therefore they suffer such as sickle cell anemia. All right?
No.
Yes.
Okay. Tukiwa pale pale, anasema habari daktari, nauliza mtoto anaweza kuzaliwa na sickle cell anemia ikiwa ni mzazi mmoja tu yuko naye. Kwa mfano baba peke yake yuko na sickle cell lakini mama hana. Na mwingine anasema if you marry somebody, is there a particular blood group ambayo huwa na sickle cell?
Kwanza, ukipata S kwa mzazi moja, hutaonyesha dalili ya sickle cell.
Ikiwa yule mzazi mwingine yuko
kama yuko mzazi mwingine, lakini ziko hali ya damu hitafika kiasi ya yule hana S. Ziko wakati zingine kama kupanda mlima, kama kukua pale baridi, kama kukua kama rigorous training, kama army recruits, awa hata kama wamekuwa na S moja, ziko onyesho saa zingine. Anaweza kuonyesha, lakini si kawaida. Ile hawawezi pata ni ile manifestation ya watu wako na SS. Yes.
So hizi pia zinaweza kuwa zile sehemu ama mambo ambazo zinaweza leta ile swali amesema kama uko mtu mzima ndio inaweza julikana. Tuseme pengine ulikuwa sawa lakini kuna kitu ambacho kimetokea kama vile umesema wakati mtu ana mimba ama akikuwa exposed to certain conditions ndio zile zinaweza fanya sasa hizi dalili zitokee kwa kweli.
La, iliyoko ni hivi. Hizi vitu inherited.
Naam.
Kwa parents, all parents, ziko onyesho mara mbili. Ile tunasema genotypic, yani ukifanya test utaona. Na phenotypic, hiyo ni expression. Hiyo sasa utakuwa na ukosefu wa damu, utakuwa rangi ya manjano, utakuwa na dalili ya kuumwa na viungu. Yes. Hiyo sasa ni phenotypic. Phenotypic expression will vary. Isipokuwa hivi, at the beginning because the smallest blood vessels when one is young are in the peripheries, fingers and toes. So they start manifesting from there.
Yes.
Pain means there's a part of the body which is suffering low oxygen or no oxygen at all. So it starts from there. As you grow older, therefore, pains also come up to the level that by the time one is 7 to 12 years, it is now central. Central, that means pain from here up, pain from here up, pain from here up. And that is where the danger is. Some people will only experience it once, and then they think everything is gone. And then it will strike with the greatest force ever. So, once you have the genotypic SS or S, be labeled sickle cell disease, and be programmed accordingly, and be labeled accordingly.
Professor,
there should be no assumption. All right? Yes.
Tuna simu kutoka Migori.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, habari yako, karibu Uliza Daktari.
Salama sana. Mimi naitwa John from Migori. Yeah, I'm a caregiver of a young sickler who has just been diagnosed. Sasa swali langu ni kwa professor.
Naam.
Amesema kwamba huwa wanafanya research. Nilikuwa nauliza, sometimes unakuta ni kuna gene mutation. Now when there is a zygote in the mother's womb, what can they do maybe to contain this trait from entering from manifesting into the zygote bloodstream? Can it be controlled earlier? And then I have another question. It's about the relationship between sickle cell disease and malaria, that is Anopheles mosquito. Is there a relationship kwamba it can be transmitted through Anopheles mosquito? Inaweza ikakubite and then ikabite mtu mwingine na transmit hiyo gene. Thank you.
Tunashukuru, asante sana. Professor, maswali mawili pale.
Kwanza, ile swali ya kwanza.
Mambo ya research.
Mambo ya research. Inaendelea. Hiyo tunaita kwa kimombo gene editing. Sasa, kama mtu ako na hiyo gene, inaweza kutolewa. Lakini, hiyo ni science, hiyo ni binadamu. Ile inaweza tokea, haijulikani. Na ile saa ingine imeshaonekana ni kitu zingine. Kwa hivyo, iko possibility ya gene editing. Isipokuwa hivi, ikijaribu kuedit gene kama mtoto ngali ako tumboni, hiyo inaweza changamoto zingine. Kwa sababu huyo mtoto anaweza kufa, au inaweza kutolewa kama abortion, na iko tunasema ni sheria au ethics
ambazo zazuia mambo kama hayo.
Inazuia mambo kama hayo. Ni kali. Yes, lakini hiyo wacha to summarize, it is possible gene editing. Na ukiedit gene, ukitoa na kuweka hiyo gene mzuri hapo, hiyo ndio iko tatizo. Kwa sababu kwa sasa inawekwa kulingana na kwa ndani ya virus. Ni virus ndiye anaweza kualter hiyo DNA. Na hiyo virus ikiingia hapo, inaweza kuweka vitu zingine haijulikani na hajajulikana. Lakini hiyo ni possible. Isipokuwa ethics.
Mambo ya malaria sasa.
Malaria,
ukiwa pale unaweza guzia, kwa nini sickle cell inapatikana kwa sehemu fulani za Kenya?
Sickle cell inapatikana kwa wengi kwa wale wanaishi pale iko malaria. Kwa sababu ilikuwa natural protection against severe malaria. Severe malaria ni hivi. Mtu akikuwa na malaria na akikuwa na sickle cell, kwa kimombo tunaita double tragedy. Hiyo cell itatolewa kwa circulation haraka. Kwa hivyo malaria yenyewe na pamoja na hiyo sickle cell watatolewa. Kwa hivyo yule mtu malaria yake imetolewa kwa sababu imekuwa na sickle cell, hata experience hiyo malaria kali. Lakini hiyo inafanyika tu kwa wale carrier au S1 AS, yani normal hemoglobin na sickle cell hemoglobin.
Professor, nitakusihi tusite pale kidogo tu. Tuchukue muda kidogo wa kupumzika alafu tutarejea. Naam, leo tuko skuli na nataraji mnajifunza kwa kweli. Naomba mtupe muda mchache wa kusikiza highlights alafu turudi pale pale. Welcome back. Now, swali la uliza IMSS, most painful attacks come at night. This is Ruth and she's asking, why is this? Daktari, crisis ni nini? Na kwa nini wakati wengine hizi crisis inafanyika at certain times?
Yes, let me start by answering the first one. It happens at night, particularly when the room is not well oxygenated or aerated. It means there's high concentration of carbon dioxide. Yes, low oxygen tension is the major cause of an event. Now, sickle cell or sickle, because of stress on them. The commonest cause of stress is that it has lost its oxygen, so it will sickle. There are other causes of stress, such as low water in the body, high concentration of certain elements in the body, anything which can lead to dehydration or low water, anything that can increase the temperature, and the temperature basically acts by reducing the water in the body. Anything that can cause the blood flow to slow down. But more importantly, all these lead to reduced oxygen tension in the particular cell, the sickle cell. Now, when sickle cell sickles within the blood vessel, it injures the inner side of the blood vessel. Injury will mean that other cells, such as white cells, will come. And if one had high platelets, they will also be there. So they'll cause triple tragedy, which started with sickle cell, removing the inner lining of the blood vessel. These ones come to help, but while doing so, they are causing more obstruction and a double tragedy or triple tragedy. Now, the first thing that happens, for example, just anemia alone, just low blood, right? Or just mild pain. We call that an event.
Okay.
A mild event. This mild event can be taken care of by just a bit of increasing oxygen by taking water. When the intensity becomes high, that now requires medical attention, we call that a crisis. A crisis is basically the extent of an event.
Okay.
Now, these events can be many. If there are 3 or more, we call that a syndrome. If that syndrome occurs in certain organs, particularly the lung, the brain, the head of the femur, or this bone, or in the backbone, then that becomes what we call a girdle. That is a very serious condition, carries with itself very high potential of mortality if not attended to. So it is important that the individual affected and the people taking care be able to pattern-ize the event, the crisis, the syndrome, and the major issue. Unfortunately, this can only be detected in the hospitals. Now, the whole concept, therefore, of crisis have two dimensions. What the patient shows and what the laboratory results show. And these two have to be combined in order for appropriate treatment be given. Let me say this. Pain is a messenger. It tells you what could be going on. You may not like the messenger, but listen to it. Don't hit the messenger out of the room by using certain things like very hard painkillers. Because the event may occur in the brain. You have killed the messenger, so you will not know what is happening in the brain. So you will have a stroke, permanent damage. Or you have what is called percolation in the liver, percolation in the lung, and the damage may be irreparable. Therefore, it is important in an event where a patient with sickle cell has this, contact a doctor. And when you contact the doctor, simply say what you are feeling, how it started, when it started, what has been done, without simply say crisis. Right? So much so that, particularly in the developed countries or in countries that are able, they have what we call transcranial Doppler. Transcranial Doppler can be able to engage who is likely to develop a stroke or not, which is very important. However, for us, the single most important thing is to make the diagnosis or first detection early, then diagnosis early, then intervention when it needs treatment early, then the appropriateness of treatment. The treatment in a crisis, in a syndrome, in a girdle, must be in a hospital well-suited, endowed, facilitated, has experience, because it is multidisciplinary. Two major objectives.
Professor,
create dilution by giving fluid. Replace the cells which are likely to give you oxygen.
Professor, that's all the time we have for today. So we're
all right.
Asanteni sana kwa kutusikiliza. Our sponsors for this show was CIC Insurance, and we're extremely grateful for their support. Now, there's still so much to unpack. Questions on how to treat sickle cell and what is the reason why we have high platelets in sickle cell. Is the spleen removed in all the people who have sickle cell? So please tune in on our socials at ULIZA Daktari on Citizen TV and at my handle on Daktari_Mengesa for more information on this. Thank you so much, Professor. We were so happy to have you on the show today.
Good.
ULIZA Daktari, brought to you by CIC Insurance Group.